have record on this computer. All right, so let's move to our first module. Okay, lesson 1. So over here on the first page, you will see it's more like a recap of your standard 3. All right, it's asking you, or the questions are requiring you to actually complete or write out what's the value of the complete number. Now over here we have 1,320 and 4, which means now you can write it out as digits 324. Let me just erase that again. Okay, so 1,324. In a similar way, we can do number 2 and 3 and 4 and 5. How do we do this? You read every number. This is the biggest value here, right? So you know this is 4,000. It goes into the thousands place value. The next number here is 300. So it goes into the hundreds place value. However, there are no tens. There's no 10, 20, 30 or whatever. So it's a 0. And finally, 8 is in the ones place value. So this is how you do these questions. It's a recap, a revision of your standard 3 place values. Okay, clear? And I will allow you to, you can complete the rest of the questions on your own. Okay, so far looking at it, this looks very doable. All right, let's move on now to page 2. Now this is where you will have to look into your first math skill, which is writing out, reading and writing out the numbers. Okay, so you remember earlier I told you about the places, how the numbers are divided into houses. So this is like the big ones and these are the small ones. Okay, so remember the word 1,000. You must mention the word 1,000 as you finish reading this number. So how do you read it? Okay, let me just teach you an example here. Imagine the number, you see, you can see a little separation here. That space is to actually help you read the number. So instead, if I wrote a number like this, 69325, and I join it up also close, you can't really make out where is the thousands house easily compared to if I write it this way. So when I have a little space there, guys, I can now read this number as 69. Okay, but after saying 69, I must mention the word 1,000. Do you understand? Because this is the place value. This is where the thousands house ends. Okay. So as you know, this is the ones house, tens house, hundreds. Okay, the third house. Then again, the ones, the tens. And when you go to standard 5, it will be hundreds. You will learn 6 digits. Now you are learning 5 digits. So the first number, you read it as 69,325. Let's start with Aloysius. Aloysius, you tell me what is the answer for number 2. Just read out the number out loud.
51,108.
And? Can you repeat that again? 51,000?
51,108.
8. Very good. Okay. Gideon, try with number 3.
90,007.
Very good. 90,000. Okay. And 7. That's it. Nicholas, try with number 4. Nicholas, try with number 4. Read this number first.
47,230.
Very good. And Shalika, try with number 5.
80,271.
80,000?
271.
Very good. So now what you read out, you just have to write it. Okay, all you need to do is whatever you said just now, you put it into words. And that's the first and the second skill of maths. Is when you go to standard 5 also, it's the same thing. The number will just become bigger. So imagine if I wrote another number here and I put there 7. Can someone try how to read this number? Yes, Aloysius?
$769,325.
Very good. Well done. And that's roughly the price of a property in Penang Island. Yes or not? You want to buy a house in Penang, you got to have at least that kind of money to have a real house. You know that? 69,000 cannot buy anything. Okay, can buy a car. All right. But 700, 800 over 1,000, yes. Now you see that the money, the number, when it becomes bigger, it really increases in value. Now, what you need to do now, after this, put all of these in words. Now, how am I going to check you on that will be, Aloysius, you start with number 2, put into the chat. Okay, write it out in the chat. Type out. Okay, Nicholas, you can do for me number 3 on the chat. Shalika, do number 4. And Gideon, do number 5. Write out in words in the chat function. Okay, we'll make a quick checking and I'll pause the recording for a while. Okay. So we are moving on after completing how to write out these numbers in words. Okay, so clear. And then let's go on to page 3. Now, this is the part you break the numbers up. So remember, earlier I told you, now we'll need to break it up. And there are 2 ways of breaking it. Okay, now if you look at your page, is page 3, okay? This one, this page, you are breaking it up according to what we will call as place values. Place values means the words are written, the houses are written in words. So 24,128 means 2 is in the 10,000s house, plus 4 is in the thousands house, plus 1 is in the hundreds house, 2 is in the tens house, and 8 is in the ones house. So in this similar fashion, if you write it out like that with the addition symbol in between, you are now breaking up the number into place values. Okay. In the same way, you can also break up the numbers. If you look at your next page, okay, the following page, you are also expanding these numbers, but this time it's in digit value. That's all. Can you see the difference? Now you write all the zeros. 20,128 means 20,000 plus 4,000 plus 100 plus 20 and plus 8. So now it's the time. I'm going to ask you to do a couple of questions. So let's pause the recording. So, all right, you all have managed to do a couple of questions here. Well done. And so remember, so far what have we learned? We have learned to read numbers. We have learned to write numbers. We learned to partition the numbers into 2 styles. One is called the place value style, and this one is called the digit value. So you have got a lot of questions here to practice on. And some of you, and most of you actually, all of you have given me correct answers. Okay, so well done. Let's move on now to the next page. Let's see what are we supposed to know. Okay, all right, go on. This one, ordering numbers, and this is the last 2 pages, and comparing numbers. Okay, so what is ordering? Ordering means arranging. Okay, arranging. Now numbers can be arranged in, again, 2 ways. Either you arrange them in an ascending manner. Ascending means going up. So going up means what? From a small number, it becomes a big number. Do you understand? And this is called ascending order. Do the reverse and you bring the big number back to the small number. That's called descending order. Okay, this is just 2 words, ascending, descending. In simpler English, you can say this as going up, coming down. All right. Or you can say, you look at the question here, you see the instruction, they say order these list of numbers from the smallest to the largest. Okay, so how are we going to do this? How are we going to know which is the smallest number or largest number? Now, sometimes it's very easy. You can just see and you can figure out, oh, this is a small number. That's a large number.
Teacher, 9,627 is the smallest number, and then next is 16,778, and then
Okay.
27,141 is the third, and large number is 42,763.
Very good. Okay. So if you actually look at these numbers, you can see that what Gideon said is of course very true. Well done, Gideon. Okay. You can see now over here, if I wrote these numbers like this, you can easily now see this is only 9,000. This is 1,000. This place is the place value of 10,000, right? Remember, this is thousands, 10,000s, thousands, hundreds, tens, and ones. So of course, this is the smallest number. This will be your first number if you're going to order it from the smallest to the largest. So what you will need to do here is, can you see the word smallest here? So you write the number 9,627. Okay, there is no comma here. But if you're going to answer to me in chat, you put a comma. Okay, and then you write the next number, 16,000. Okay, then 27,000, then 42,000. Okay, 16,978 will be the second number, then comma, and then 27,141 will be the third, and so on will be the fourth. Okay, now it's time for you to try them out. So, hold on. All right. So, welcome. Now we are going to look at the last page. I believe this is page 6. Okay. So what do we do here? Here, we are going to learn how to compare numbers. Now, comparing means what? One number is smaller, another number is bigger. Now, instead of writing smaller, sometimes you will learn in your books. Yes, you compare. You will learn in words, smaller, or the words bigger, or the words larger, or sometimes more than or less than. Now, all these are words. They're fine. But in maths, we learn to use symbols. And there are 3 symbols that you need to learn. Okay? The first symbol looks like this. Okay, if you look here, it's written like a V, but it's more like a horizontal shifted V.
It's going, this number is bigger than this number.
Yes, don't go and open up so big the mouth lah. When you write it out, don't like make it so wide. No. It doesn't have to be like that. It's just like a V, okay, a V, but instead of writing a V like that, you write a V like this, okay, like this. Now, what does this symbol means? Can you see this is the bigger part? The mouth is like open. So you can imagine that the whatever numbers that's going to be on this side is going to be a big number. Do you understand? And the smaller number will be on the other side. Now, the symbol, if I, invert it the other way, it will be looking like this. And you see, this is the big area, isn't it? Where the mouth is like it's so wide open like that. So this is the big number. The big number will now be here on the right-hand side, and the small number will be on the left-hand side. Okay, let's look at examples. But before we go to examples, there's one more symbol. You all know that very well. It's called the equals. Equals means what? Both values are the same. Now, this is a very important thing in maths. In maths, when you use the symbol equals, have you seen this sometimes in your science book or something like that? You see, like they have weights hanging on both sides.
Yeah.
Like a balance. It's called a balance.
Yes, teacher.
So if the weights are the same, then it's equal. For example, if I put 5 bars of gold here and I put 3 bars of gold, is it equal?
No.
No, because 5 is more than 3. It's not enough. I must put another 2 more bars of gold and then it will become equal. Do you understand? So imagine the symbol equal is always like a balance. whatever on the left of the equation must be the same on the right. Now, if it's not equal, then it must be more than or less than.
Teacher,
Do you understand?
is it like now? And for question number 2, there is 27,138 and there is 27,948. So that is equals, right?
No. 27, see this, the 27.
Oh, number 3 is equals. That
27,000 is the same.
the
But
number
this is
3.
this is 138. This is 948. So you tell me which is big and which is small.
The second number.
138 is smaller than 948. Yes or not?
Yes, teacher.
So the symbol will be this.
Hmm.
So you take your pencil and you draw the symbol like this. Okay, let's go on to, actually number 1 we missed out. Okay, 54,567 is more than 48,000. Surely lah, 54,000 is more than 48,000. Let's look at number 11 here. 7,389 and this side 9,056. So 7,000, is it bigger or smaller? Smaller. Yes or not? So you use this symbol, smaller. Okay, so this symbol means it's smaller. This symbol means it's bigger. Okay, and if it's the same, for example,
Number 3.
number
30.
Number 3. Yes, number 3 also. Can you see? Okay, look at number 3. 8,273, 8,273 is the same on both sides. So over here, we put the symbol equals. Do you understand?
Understand, teacher.
You can see Nicholas and Shalika and Aloysius. Shalika I can't see, but I can see the rest of you are busily doing this. Okay, put in the symbols now. Okay, and I will pick and choose maybe from the lower questions. Okay, now this one is pretty easy. There are 30 questions for you to try here. But if you go down, if you scroll down to the second section here, you will see that the question became a little bit more challenging because now you must total up. For example, here you have 20,000 and 9,000. Yes or not?
Oh, we must compare the number and then equals the, because we must compare with that equal number.
With the other side, not the equal number. Compare the number on the other side. This is one side, the left-hand side, and this is the right-hand side. Okay? So there are two numbers. One is on the left, one is on the right. If both are the same, you put equals. But on the right-hand side, you can see the numbers are broken up. So you must put them back together. So 20,000 plus 9,000 is 29,000. Now you compare it with 32,000. Of course, 32 is more than 29,000. Do you understand that?
Understand, teacher.
Okay. Now I want you to answer to me a few questions that I'm going to select. Okay, and that's about it for today's lesson. Okay, you'll just learn, that's all. Okay, so I'm going to stop the recording. Hold on.